This part of our tutorial, we'll continue from where we left off the last time. We're looking at a basic structure of HTML, and this is what we wrote the last time. So now we want to go in depth and look at HTML tags. Now we told you HTML is made up of tags. That's the content. We have the opening and the closing tags. We looked at that in the previous tutorial. So let's look at more. Let's explore more these tags. Okay, so I'll write the basic syntax and then we'll continue. Let's look at the basic structure. We'll just write that. We'll continue from there. Okay, so I said the first thing is to declare your document type. Of course, that's right. We should do this to tell the browser the version of HTML you're actually using. Okay, so let's continue. HTML, and I close this. Let me change the syntax before I continue. Syntax should be HTML. Okay. Okay, you just follow me through this. I have done this before, so that's why. Oh, sorry, this is supposed to be the head. Okay, that should be title. Closing tag for title, and then the closing tag for the head. And then over to the body. Okay, this is the main part. So you're looking at the body. Okay, now let's say for instance you have a series of texts you want to write. Let's say, do I have a text on this phone? Okay, no, don't worry. Let's go back. Okay, let's say you have a series of texts you want to write. For instance, a Word document, and you want to display it as HTML. And so your document has a heading, let's say title, and then the body, and maybe styles. You know, when you style your HTML document very well, because you have the heading 1 style, you have the heading 2, the heading 3, and others like that, which you can style with different font and different font sizes and different font styles. So how do you do the same in HTML? And so I have something like I have a document that says the head of the document is let's say HTML tutorial, and then that is the head, and then I have the subsection which says introduction. Okay, that should be the subsection, and under that I'm supposed to write something. And let's say I'm just writing this. HTML is a scripting. No, it's not a scripting language. It's a markup language. HTML is a markup language used to design websites. Okay. So this should be the content of these. This is the main heading. This should be the subheading, and that. And let's say from there we can move over to let's say the structure. That's another subheading is structure of HTML, and then the contents should be something like HTML. Has 2 parts. Let's say HTML document or HTML page has 2 parts, namely the head and the other one is the body. Okay, if I display this using, okay, let's save this first. So I'm saving this to, you see, that's our that folder we created the last time. So I'm calling it tags.html. Told you the extension for HTML document should be HTML or HTML. Okay, so I'm saving that. So let's preview using the built-in up here, and this is what it writes. You see, this is not actually what I want to be. I want this to be the main heading and the other to be, like I said, the heading, the sub-heading, and then the body. So how do I do that? HTML has a way of doing that. And so it does that by way of tags. It uses tags to format the documents such that it will display as desired. You see, this one is not displaying the way it ought to display. So what do I do? Now, if I'm to format my document, I can actually use styles to format this document, but we are not yet. The styling of a document will be covered in a different tutorial entirely. Now I'm looking at HTML. Styling will be covered under CSS. That's cascading style sheets. So that will be another tutorial. Let's see how we can style this how we can actually use the HTML tags we have to style this without using any CSS. So we have 8 heading levels for HTML. 8. Okay, let me create a new document, a new text. Okay, so let's use this. We have, not 8. We have 6 heading levels. So say there are 6 heading levels in HTML, and then the heading levels are just like the ones you have in your Word document. We have heading 1, but here instead of heading 1, what we have is H1. Okay, H1 becomes heading 1. Sorry, let's use lowercase. You can use uppercase anyway. H1 is heading 1, H2 is heading 2, and like that till H3. Of course, this should be tagged. So let's come back here. Let me make these H1. Sorry, H1. Then I close. Then of course I have to close the tag too. So H1. And let's say since this is a subheading, let's make it H2. H2. And I close that. And I come here and okay, this is the body. We'll just allow the body to be like that. This is a subheading too, so I can make this H2 at the same time. Okay, so I say H2. So this should have a closing this thing here. Okay. So now let's preview this document again. We save and preview and see what's happening. So if I run this, and you see what I have. So this becomes the main heading, and this is, so it's more like what we actually envisaged. So this is what I actually wanted, where I have a main heading and then this. So you see, those are, I've just used 2 heading styles in HTML. We have 6 of that. So let me write this well so that we see actually what's happening. So I say this is H1, and I say this is heading 1, so that we see the different the sizes of these headings, and we'll be able to appreciate what is happening here. Okay, sorry, it should be H1. So my keypad. Okay, so that I will not have to type too much. Let me just copy this and paste. So I copy and I paste. I paste again. Paste. That is 3. That is 4. That's 5. And I change this to 6. So let's say this is heading 6, and this should be H6. It should be H6. This should be H5. It should be H4. It should be H3. This should be H2. Do the same thing here. You see, editing a document with quick edit is actually it's difficult. That's why I prefer a code. After this tutorial, the other tutorials which I shall be doing, I'll use a code for the tutorials and see how easy it is to write HTML scripts using a code. This was just to give you the fundamentals. So I will take the stress to write it and show you how it actually works before we switch over to something that will make life easier for us. Okay, so now this is H1, this is heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. So I'll save this document and I'll run. Okay, so let's preview. So you see, this is heading 1. You see how big it is? Heading 2, see heading 3, see heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. So those are the different heading levels. Depending on how you want to structure your document, you can use any of these headings and it will format your document pretty nice. Of course, you see what it did to this document, how it transformed everything, and it looked really wonderful. So, of course, we can achieve these too using styles, like I said, but I've told you styles will be covered in a different tutorial entirely. So this tutorial was just to introduce you to headings. In another tutorial, we introduce you to other tags. We have a lot of them. We have the paragraph tag, we have the break tag, the list, and all others. So just stay tuned as we continue posting. This is just to make the video very short so that we won't consume too much time. Thank you very much. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I post new content, and you won't miss any of these tutorials. It's really important that you follow from the beginning to the end, because I'm leading you systematically. I'm leading you step by step so that you understand and know, and at the end of this tutorials you should be able to design a website on your own with zero help from anybody. So thank you very much. Goodbye. Stay tuned.